Um, Hi. I've never gone live before. Uh, um, what you call it? Sorry about that. Yeah, I've never actually done this. So, oh wow, really? Let me turn this off. All right, okay, all right. Yeah, I've never actually done this before, so I just figured I'd take the time out to answer a lot of questions I've been getting about the CPS situation, about what took place, how it all happened, and the ending result. Let me see. First off, I appreciate all the shares, all the love, everything that I've received when I posted my videos. Like I didn't know um, that. Well, number one, I wasn't really aware that that CPS and there was so many issues with CPS just across the country, across the board, man. Um, so I just wanted to say thank you to all the different websites. I mean, all the different channels and all the different people who um, who shared, who shared my video or my videos. Uh, it was, I mean, to be honest with you, like we would have probably, my wife and I, we probably would have lost our minds if it wasn't for the support that we got, from just like the YouTube and the YouTube community. Um, so just kind of a backstory. Um, I have a daughter from a previous relationship, um, and she has had some. We've It was challenges. I don't want to because I don't want to really make this about her because it wasn't. It was just she had some. She was having issues in school. She had come to me. It's crazy. She had was placed with me through the courts in another from another state, and we did everything. We had her. We were all going to family counseling. We were all going to. We tried church. We tried, uh, you know, keeping her active in the community and stuff like that. And sometimes, as parents, we can do everything right, and or not everything right. I shouldn't say that, but I mean we can do everything we can within our power because who's to say what's right or wrong? When you're raising a child, you can do it, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Though sometimes it doesn't work, and it's at times like that when you would hope that these services like a CPS or like a police or whatever, that they would be able to differentiate. Like, okay, this is a situation that maybe they need some services or something like that, or they this girl obviously has had a history of doing this, et cetera, et cetera. But you never think in a million years that an agency that our tax dollars go towards and that we utilize, or that we're thinking that the impression is that they come investigate or whatever, or if they're intervening, that they're going to be impartial, or that they're going to be um, that they're not going to have an agenda. Let's just put it that way. And so, and just a little background, I'm a licensed social worker here in the state of Texas myself. So I kind of, and I never worked CPS. I never worked CPS because there's a big difference between um, social worker. There's a very big difference. I work in mental health. I work in I also work in medical social work as well. I'm a hospice social worker as well. So I have an eclectic background. But to be that as it may, I've had previous experience working forensic social work, like in the court systems as well. So that was kind of like my understanding of what CPS could and could not do, or what they're supposed to be doing versus what they did in the videos. So lo and behold, last I've heard, Nolan Connor McGrath, his name was this joke. They he was the caseworker that was assigned to my case. He was the guy that was the guy who showed up with all the tattoos on his arm and had the FC. I can't remember the team it was, but the FC whatever shirt on. FC is soccer thing, but yeah, he was the caseworker that was assigned. But from last I've heard, he actually lost his job behind the situation. But it did, and his supervisor as well, Mario Gonzalez. They were in the second video. I didn't know the woman's name in the first video. I couldn't get her name, otherwise I would have named her on this too. I tried to be as detailed as possible. But anyway, what Nolan ended up doing, despite the videos that were posted, despite everything that was on here, they ended up finding us. What is it? The disposition was that they believed abuse occurred or whatever, like without any evidence, without any. They just did it just so, or I don't know their motive, but they just did it without cause. Like they did it without any evidence or anything like that. So we appealed it. We appealed it with I think it's DFPS in the state of Texas. They're the governing agency of like child protective services, adult protective services, and DFPS. They came, or not they came, but when we appealed the process, we tried to do it through CPS, and nobody would, contact us back. We didn't get any like response from them, so we went. They kind of tell you the avenues to go, so we appealed it through DFPS, Department of Family and Protective Services, I think it stands for. And it's funny, when we had the interview, we had like a telephone interview, and my wife and I, we joke because on the phone, the woman, she asked us she already had read what Nolan and CPS already had reported, and she then wanted us to send her. She said, send us any evidence or any proof or documentation or anything showing that in our favor that we wanted them to see. So all I did was just show the videos. I was like, all right, because we record, and that's another thing. Anytime you have any interactions with CPS, record everything. I don't care if you get your cell phone out, put it on speakerphone, record. If you don't have a Ring camera or something like that, number one, I advise everybody, if everyone to get one of those, because that really was kind of like the life changing event here. Like that, I was able to catch them in their act. Like, you know what I mean? It was almost like they didn't realize the camera was recording them live, but anyway, always have video documentation, because it's your word against theirs, and they're given that what is the term? Like the same thing that police are given when it's I'm not sure what the legal term is. I'm having a blank right now, but it's when they get the expectation, or they get the professional courtesy of being correct. Like they're innocent, and they're upheld to, or is to believe that they are acting within their duty, I guess, or whatever, and then that we're just saying anything just to discredit them. So But anyway, be that as it may, what ended up happening was they ended up or I'm sorry, the woman that I was speaking to, she wanted to go and do the review, and she was just going to review the documentation that all the other CPS reporters reported Nolan and that woman and Mario. She was just going to go off of their notes. And then and she didn't even want to watch the videos. My wife and I emailed her the videos, but we were like, no, listen, you got to watch those videos. And she was like, well, they're pretty long. And I was like, nope. I was like, listen, we can't have this conversation unless you watch the videos. And so it took her probably about an hour and a half. It took her like an hour and a half. We had it like it was back in like October. We had it like at like 9. We were scheduled for like 9 or 9:30 in the morning, and she ain't calls back till like she ain't calls back till like 11:30. And she was just like, her whole tone was different. Like everything, like our whole tone, her whole demeanor, everything was different. She just was like, okay, so do you even know why CPS was there? And we were like, no, like we didn't know we never knew what the allegations were. All that time, we never knew what the allegations were. We never knew anything. As far as, even the fact that with my daughter, like with her being removed, like we didn't know where she was. We didn't know, we didn't know anything. And then they were like, and the fact that they were still trying to interview and they wanted to interview my children for an allegation of something not that currently happened, something that happened like in January, like, you know what I'm saying? And at the time all this happened, it was April. So they wanted to kind of like backtrack, which was just like unheard of. Even the woman was kind of like, the DFPS lady was kind of like, that's kind of odd. Like, that's why they wanted to investigate. So anyway, and when she watched the videos, like, I don't even know if she was allowed to admit this, but she said, she was like, well, listen, I can't give an opinion or anything on what the CPS workers did, but I can tell you that there's definitely some training about de-escalation, because they felt as though like the lady couldn't even hold it back. Like she just was, okay, this was really extra with me and my family. So, pretty much, man, she overturned everything. We got unable to determine, and the reason why we didn't get there's two dispositions that go in your favor. Is unable to determine, or like false, or like no, or nothing. Like it was, I can't remember what the other one is, but unable to determine is one, and not true or whatever, or no, nothing, whatever, I can't remember. But the reason why she didn't give us the nothing one, or nothing occurred, is because we didn't get anything. Our family therapist didn't, reply back to her request. And she said if she would have had something from the family therapist stating about, concurring about the history with, my daughter and the issues that were going on at the time, she would have had said, false allegations or whatever the case may be. But pretty much she put unable to determine, so it went in our favor. So with the overturning, I don't know now. I don't know what happened in Collin County CPS. I'm not familiar. I'm not really sure what happened, but I do know the supervisor, that heavyset dude, Mario Gonzalez. I know he got fired. He was terminated, as well as Nolan. They were both terminated, and which I was happy about, because I just was like, that right there should not. No one should ever have to be treated that way. No one should ever have to go through that. And I really gave my wife and I strength, because this didn't happen. This didn't happen overnight. This was like, I'm talking like a year-long process. I mean, there's still more to it, and I just don't want to be going to. I don't want to go into really specific details about what took place, even while my daughter was outside of my home, because there was still a lot happened in this situation. But here's the thing. Here's the truth about it. So they got fired, but then there wasn't any recourse. Like there wasn't anything. Like I tried to contact attorneys to sue, like civil rights attorneys to like, like how do we go about suing them? Like how do we go about? And it was like I couldn't get an answer. I contacted my state assemblyman, your congressperson, that's local. You can find them through your zip code. I contacted like the ombudsman. Nothing. I got little to no response. No, I got no response, really. I got no response. I even contact like big lawyers. I contacted what's that guy's name? He be doing all the civil rights stuff. I reached out to Benjamin Crump. That was his name. Lee Merritt. I reached out to them, got nothing back. And then I just was like, you know what? But the only thing I did get back was like, to see how those videos, kind of help people, even if it was just people who they just wanted to see CPS take an L. Like they just wanted to see them take a loss. Like so I just wanted to thank everybody. I just wanted to thank all the love and support, man. And with this whole COVID thing, I just figured I didn't want to kill the momentum. I'm here for it all. I appreciate all the contacts or the people who've contacted me asking me questions. I just appreciated all the love and support, man, because you guys don't know, man, when somebody's trying to disrupt your family like this, it takes everything. The toll, the paranoia that goes with it is just really, really hard to manage. So listen, I'm not going to be long-winded. Look, it's like 17 minutes I've been on. So listen, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who supported us, to everyone who was watching, everyone who shared, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where to go with this because I never even thought it would. I didn't think there was so many people that cared. But I'm here for any questions. I mean, please don't hesitate to reach me, or just leave a comment or something if you have any questions. I reply to it all. Love, hate, I'm open to it all. I just appreciate you guys taking the time to subscribe, like and watch. And just please, if you have any questions or anything, just please leave a comment. All right, you guys have a blessed day, man. Take it easy.